Hi, welcome back to the Pontiac Preview. Today is day 26, and we are starting on the body of our personal narrative. So you guys hooked the reader yesterday. Now it is time to get into the action, is to tell us what happened. This is the biggest part of your story. This is where everything happened. So this is going to take 2 days. 2 days. So what I want for you guys to do is just start writing. What I also want you to do is the sheets that you did about the planning, where you have steps 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, the 10 events that happened during this big event for you, focus on those. So typically I would do about 3 to 4 events per paragraph, but don't just say, oh, she said 3 to 4, so 1, 2, 3, this is one paragraph, 4, 5, 6, this is another paragraph. Sometimes there's going to be some logical breaks in there. There's going to be some times where dialogue happens, therefore that's going to start a new paragraph. So don't get so overwhelmed with the structure of how you write this personal narrative. I know that you guys love a format and you love structure. So there is no TECC, there is no race, there is no format for you to follow, which is cool, but then it's kind of like, oh, I don't know what to do. So what I'm going to suggest is look at your 10 events that you wrote down and see which ones kind of go together to make sense as a paragraph. And I'm going to go back to the example that I did for you guys, is that I did I chunked it by miles. And so I have the starting, that's my introduction, and then I have about mile 1 through 3 where I'm getting into the groove, I'm by myself, and then Johnny joins me. So that's a natural break, like something new is happening. So then I have running with Johnny, not feeling tired, all of his silliness, the emotions in my head, and then I have seeing my family. So that was like the next chunk. So that was like a next paragraph. Now, don't forget, anytime there's dialogue, when people talk, there has to be a new paragraph. So then we have when I see my family and my excitement for that. And then the next chunk that I had was when I start to get kind of I start to slow down from Johnny, and Johnny goes on, and I'm starting to run this marathon by myself, and that's where I have a lot of internal dialogue that I included in my narrative. And so that doesn't go with everything else, so that's a new paragraph. So what I'm going to suggest is that you look at your events that you have written down, go through and see which ones kind of belong together and which ones don't, and those would make for logical paragraphs. Okay, so go in, start typing. You have your bones. Your bones are your 10 events. Now go breathe life into those bones. Make that skeleton have some skin and muscle and organs and lungs, and breathe some life into your narrative so that it's no longer a list and it's a story. And again, what I would do is write it. Once you write it, you could maybe spend one day just writing it all out. Then go back in, and this is what you could do for day 2, and I'm going to talk about this again tomorrow, is where you had all of these, which you did on day 24, which was Friday, where you had all of your 5 senses, go in and then add more of that. Make it actually sound good and not just like I'm reading, I went to the park, then I saw him, and then I did this. Like you're writing to your diary. No, be descriptive. So that's what we're doing. Please, today you have another slideshow, and you will see that it is titled, This Will Take You 2 Days, Personal Narrative Body Paragraphs. There are a lot of slides on here. The first one is just give the details about the event. Now that you've hooked us, let's start getting into it. So you could go, the big one is stay in chronological order. Okay, that does not mean I woke up and brushed my teeth, I got dressed, I put clothes on that were for outside, blah, blah, blah. No, we know you got up. Hopefully you brushed your teeth and got dressed. That is important. But you don't need to tell your reader that. That is not anything that has anything to do with your event that it changed your life. Okay, so unless it's like first day of school and you're all worried about the outlet or outfit and you woke up late or whatever, that's fine. If it actually pertains to your event that you learned from, include it. If it didn't, guess what? We all got up, we all brushed our teeth, we all got dressed, we all ate a breakfast, we came to school. Got it? So don't add that into your personal narrative if it doesn't make an impact on the story. But you do need to tell your story in chronological order. What happened first, next, then. Do not be that toddler that starts to tell you a story. Well, first I did this, and then and their story goes everywhere, and you cannot follow it, and you're like, wait, what is going on? Or don't be that toddler that goes in a circle and over and tells the same thing 5 different times, but it's the exact same info. We're not toddlers, we're 6th graders. So go through, write what you need to write in chronological order, and don't be like a toddler, okay? Next would be add in sensory details. So this is what I was talking about. Once you have written it, or as you're going, it depends on what level you are at writing. If you're not that good at it right away, get your thoughts down. Don't stress yourself out. Go back and add it. So if you're good as you're going, then great, add in these sensory details. That's what this was for, and we talked a lot about that. It's not, I see a bird outside flying. I see a majestic bird with golden wings as it flaps across the skyline. I don't add detail, add description, make me feel like I'm seeing it and not reading it. And I said on their slideshow, show, don't tell. And then adding dialogue. We've talked a little bit about that. In the intro, you even added dialogue. Make sure you have dialogue going along in your story. It makes it pop. We're going to be doing a revision day on dialogue on Thursday, so that will really, really help you. But go ahead and add in conversations that you had with your parents, with your sister, with your neighbor, with your best friend, with your coach, whoever this is involving. There has to be some sort of dialogue. What's really cool is that you can learn about the characters through what they say. I feel like we've talked about that in the school year. But if you have a coach who's, overbearing and doesn't trust you, you can get that in what he says to you and how he says it. So let's find out who your characters are, which is not really characters, the people in your story, who they are through what they say. And then what I have on here is just make sure you're keeping the action moving forward through your events. And we're going to talk a little bit about that with dialogue later on. Awesome. Go write your story. I'm going to have a video for tomorrow to kind of help you along.